It's 1999, and Eli and Danny, two absolute losers in high school, are so desperate to get any action from any women in their lives. Eli is crazy about Laura, played by Rachel Zegler, who's in his Spanish class. She's on the yearbook team. She's awesome. She's funny. But Eli, played by Jaeden Martell, is a loser. And his friend Danny, played by Julian Dennison from Deadpool 2, is a loser, right? But the two of them decide to go to this house party. They're finally going to do it. It's New Year's. They got the perfect excuse that for Eli to maybe plan a kiss on Laura right at midnight, right? They go, the clock strikes midnight, the lights go out, and every device in the house comes alive like some kind of freak ET short circuit robot and starts slaying teens all over the place. The whole town goes haywire. The kids run outside, and we have Y2K, the film from director Kyle Mooney. Now, Kyle is a writer on SNL. He's done a lot of comedy in the past. He's got a lot of YouTube bits out there. He put out a comedy album this year. I don't see any directing credits for him on IMDb. When you click on him as a director, it takes you to his page, and there's no directing credits listed. So I'm assuming this is the only thing he's directed. And it's it's a freshman directorial feature. Let's say that it's something else, and I'm looking forward to talking about it. Andy, what do you think of Y2K?
So we were talking about earlier with the Minecraft movie about how it's kind of the dawn of maybe a new, younger age of filmmaking where we're not going to cater to millennials, we're going to cater to Gen Z and after. And Y2K feels like the death knell of millennial content because it's strangely like a teen sex comedy in the vein of something like Can't Hardly Wait or Superbad or Booksmart, where like the nerd losers have to go to the high school party and get the girl, a trope that we've seen done a lot. The problem is all the humor is definitely millennial targeted because it's 1999. So all the jokes are about 1999 and 2000. But again, it's aimed at like 18 to 24-year-olds. So if you get all the humor, you're too old for the movie. And if you're the right age for the movie, you're not going to get any of the humor. So it doesn't work. It's kind of bad. And it's kind of real boring. Right. I feel bad for Rachel Zegler because it's her first like kind of non-singing role. Most everything she gets requires her to sing, and she's fine. But man, it's not very good. The first 30 minutes is like the setup of any teen comedy you've ever seen in your whole life. Here are the losers, here are the cool kids, here are the other groups. It doesn't turn into this horror movie until like Act 2, and there's zero setup for it. Like the movie could go in 100 directions because there's no setup of like, hey, this Y2K thing's going to happen and all these robots are going to turn evil and start killing people. Like there's zero setup. It just takes a sharp turn in the second act and then is a series of mostly not funny bits. I laughed like twice at this. Yeah. At one of the jokes I can't repeat, but it's not funny and it's just so out of touch. It's like me trying to write a teen comedy, 25 years too late.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on what this is trying to be, because if it's trying to be like a modern, almost like Adult Swim midnight movie, or like a sketchy kind of thing, like Tim Robinson, I Think You Should Leave, or like a Tim Heidecker sketch, who appears in this movie, by the way. He's got a bit part as a pretty funny character, Eli's father, kind of a loser. Then I kind of get it, but the advantage of those sketches is they're all like 4 minutes and then they end and you jump to the next thing. And Y2K is wildly, deadly unserious. Nothing is taken serious in this movie. Like a character can get a limb lopped off and they'll be hopping around like the Black Knight in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You know what I mean? Like nothing is serious in the world of Y2K. So the stakes aren't that high. And much like one of those like sketches or an Adult Swim bit, like those end pretty quick and you move to the next thing. But Y2K has this problem where it gets all the goods out in like the first act and then it's got 60 minutes to go. And it's like, what are we going to do for the rest of this movie? And there's some good stuff for being a gag a minute feature. Every once in a while, you're going to hit a good gag. I got more than 2 laughs, admittedly. I got a couple good laughs out of this movie. I do also want to mention good costuming. The cast is good. I think Ziegler's probably the best of all of them. Jaeden Martell's fine. But the other good thing is needle drops. Ton of good music in here. I don't know who was fixing up the soundtrack, but like incredible number of 90s needle drops that are bangers in here. So for what it's worth, if you're a 90s music head, Y2K is great. Great soundtrack on Spotify, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's part of what works. Like I said, it's filled with millennial humor, Tybo, dial-up internet. Although some of it's kind of anachronistic because a lot of that chat room culture didn't start until like the early 2000s, and this is taking place in '99. And some of the chatting like LOL or LMAO, I was like, none of that actually wasn't around
Yeah.
quite then. You didn't do your research.
Well, yeah, those are the
Keep going.
moments
Keep going.
those are the moments I was trying to figure out if Y2K is being self-referent. Like, does it know that it's not serious that way? Is it making a joke on purpose? Like, or is it being like intentional? Like, oh, this is how '90s kids kind of spoke. In the same way that they put like David Bowie music in like the Heath Ledger movie A Knight's Tale. It doesn't fit, but it's like, well, it's like a vibe. Like the vibe is like LOL, so it's fine. I don't know. Like whatever it's doing, it's not made clear and it doesn't land. Like that's the problem. Like I think there's probably, I don't know. I think Mooney's real creative and I like a lot of the work that he's done. But on a long 90-minute timeline, it's hard to hold that same tone of energy throughout the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like to have the same kind of laugh and the same kind of joke. There's a whole B plot in here with a couple of stoner characters that is so god awful that should have absolutely been cut out of this movie, that is boring every second they are on screen and you don't care about them at all. And they're not even really introduced until about 25 minutes into the movie. But if you cut it, it wouldn't even be feature length. Like it's got to be in there to make it the full runtime for it to go to theaters and be distributed by A24. Like, so that's not good. Like that doesn't work that good. Our A plot between like Jaeden Martell and Rachel Zegler, solid. I mean, she is so obviously out of his league, and he's pining after her. And there's this other kid, Soccer Chris, they call him, played by Kid Leroy of all people, who's much more popular and into her. But then when things go topsy turvy at this party, like suddenly things have changed. The dynamic is different. We're on the run, and oh god, we just got to get out of here. And I just wanted to go to high school next week. Now I got to deal with the world falling apart. It would be, I think, a little bit funnier if it took itself more serious, almost like, I guess I was hoping for something like Shaun of the Dead, right? Where you have like this group of losers who like everything goes wrong in society and they still have to like figure out how to get by. But it doesn't really end up being that. It ends up feeling like a lesser Stranger Things kind of movie where it's like very period and we're trying to just kind of like hop on our bikes and ride through town and hopefully we'll find, our parents are figuring out a way to stop this thing. Oh, look at it. We found that there's a thing going on at the high school gymnasium. It's almost like a Disney Channel original movie. Like but I can't tell if it knows that or not. I can't figure out who the joke is on exactly. I guess the joke's on me.
Yeah, I want to talk about cast a little bit. Everyone is too old to be in this movie. Like you run into that problem where like these people are not convincing teenagers. Eduardo Franco, who you've probably seen in a lot of things, he's got very long, distinctly long hair. He's 30, and it's like he's been playing a teenager for 15 years. Same thing with Mason Gooding is in this, who's in the Scream movies, and who's like he was in Booksmart, which is a 20 teens comedy. It's just like y'all are all too old. None of you look like seniors. You all look like college students. Same thing with Julian Dennison is in his 20s, and this happens a lot. And sometimes people can convincingly play teenagers, but it's not super convincing. I think Rachel Zegler kind of pulls it off. She manages to style her hair and look younger than she is. Everyone else is like I said, Eduardo Franco's 30. I couldn't believe that when I just looked it up.
Ziegler works because she's not a loser. Like, so she's playing a character who's distinctly like has aspirations and is going somewhere and has herself put together and like gets along with her friends and goes to parties, but ultimately like she is the character that the losers are pining for. So our loser characters are like sad and dumb, and meanwhile she's like funny and interesting, and like she gets that grace for sure. I read that originally it was supposed to be Jenna Ortega in her role. Ortega couldn't do it for scheduling. It would be funny if she was shooting Death of a Unicorn, because again, that feels a lot like this, like just an A24 comedy that's like fine, it's fine, right? But like I think it'll have its people. It does feel a bit like a midnight movie kind of thing, especially with a big guest star at the end, dude. I didn't expect. Famous musician, semi-famous musician from the 90s, I suppose, who ends up being a lot of fun. He's a good time. Surprise third act appearance, but otherwise, I don't know. It just kind of ends up lacking. I kind of wish I'd seen it in theaters. I think it would have been a little warmer. Maybe something like Bodies would be a better comparison, to what this movie's doing. But it just kind of misses. And I can't help but feel like it's because of it's Mooney's first directorial feature, right? He's got to get all these kids together. Well, mostly kids, and God, get the sets and get it all worked out. Like it's a ton, dude. I can't do it all, like for sure. I'm thinking that's where the brunt of the problems come from, because the writing feels okay and the acting feels okay and the sets feel good and the music's good.
Yeah, these teen stoner comedies, coming of age stories, tend to do better when they're set in contemporary time. Again, Can't Hardly Wait. It is a 1998 movie, which is in the late 90s. Superbad, of course, famously in the late 2000s. Booksmart, which is one of my favorite comedies of the last decade or so, in the late 20 teens, and they're all taking place in contemporary America, and they work so much better because of that. If you're going to do a period piece, it's got to be maybe a little bit more serious, or you can't do this kind of parody thing that they're going for.
Right.
It just doesn't quite work.
Yeah, or it's got to be like the Adult Swim ultra stylized gag, like Paul Rudd in the green screen space kind of stuff, typing in a computer, like, which I don't know if you could carry for 90 minutes. Like, it tries to walk this line in the middle. It's trying to be American Pie and also Superbad. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Didn't do it for me, I guess. But I think there'll be people out there who are into it. Also, we just got through this whole episode. I just realized the title card at the top of the whole thing says Death of a Unicorn and Queer, and that's definitely supposed to say Y2K and one of them days. I'll fix that later. Anyway, we got to get to final recommendations. Andy, would you recommend Y2K?
I'm going to say pass on this. I was really pretty bored through this, and it's not very long. The jokes aren't really funny. It's super dated, and I can't tell if the humor is for millennials or for Gen Z laughing at millennials. It doesn't hit the way like, a nostalgic 80s movie does. Our cast is fine. Rachel Zegler and Jaeden Martell is our leads. But everyone's too old. No one looks like a teenager. No one really knows how to act like a teenager. The jokes are mostly missed. There's a few laughs here and there, but was really bored doing this. So I would say pass.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. Skip it. We watched it on HBO. If you got the time and you want to throw on something late at night, like throw it on. It's not bad. There's some good jokes in there. There were a couple I laughed at, but it's for a 90-minute movie. Like a couple isn't gonna quite do it. You're gonna need a little bit more than that. But if you're a Kyle Mooney fan, I think check it out. Like I said, I know he's got an album out. People have been laughing about what that is, whether or not that's a legitimate effort. Like my man's, I don't want to say divisive. He's doing new stuff in the space. And having Tim Heidecker in the cast is obviously a ringing endorsement of its ability. I think he's a really funny guy. I think Y2K needs a little bit of tune-up. Whatever he does next, I'll probably check it out, though, because I think he learned an awful lot making this thing. So, and he's in it. Shoot, I forgot. He plays a guest role in it.